Hello, everybody. Good late morning or early afternoon. Got some Seahawks roster news and health news to go over in this video. Just assorted updates we've gotten from the various beat writers and from the coaches on this team. Going to go ahead and go over it in this video. First, real quick, before I get into that, I want to once again draw quick attention to the fact that I am now on Facebook and that I am now utilizing X or Twitter more. So if you want to follow me or like me on either of those locations, look in the video description. Links to my Facebook page and my X/Twitter page will be there. You can go there. You can give it a follow. Currently on Facebook, most of what I am doing is posting the videos that I post on YouTube an hour after they go live on YouTube. So if you prefer Facebook's video watching software for some reason, you can watch most of my videos there. Eventually, however, I'm going to start using it to post things that don't really work on YouTube, like pictures. If I go and have a day out somewhere and I actually meet other Seahawks fans and hang out with them, that stuff is going to go on Facebook. So if that sounds interesting to you at all, then follow me over there in X. I'm going to eventually start posting my videos over there as well. And I'm also trying to post more generalized tweets during the game, during other games, as the week goes on, etc., etc. So if you do not follow me on those places, there is going to be a little bit of stuff that you miss out on because I do not post it on YouTube. All right. That all out of the way. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on here. Yes, it is still a bathrobe kind of day. Deal with it. But Condotta wrote an article for the Seattle Times going over various bits of Seahawks-related news yesterday. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. Most of it is about Geno, and I already talked about that. Basically, Geno's not going to practice until Wednesday. They're pretty sure he's going to play. They know it's a possibility he can't play, and if he doesn't play, Drew Lock is going to get all the practice this week, da-da-da-da-da. Stuff that is kind of obvious to us, right? Stuff that is pretty clear. Like, I think we all understand that it's entirely possible that Geno just can't go, but it doesn't seem like the injury that he had was anything super serious. So the expectation is that he can play. There might be some pain, but doesn't seem like it'll be that much. If there was a little bit of pain on Sunday when he tried to go out there for the last drive, you would hope that would go away by the Thursday. I'm still a little uncomfortable about it, but if there's one area I do trust the Seahawks doctors in, it's recognizing when it's dangerous for a player to continue to play. They seem to be pretty on top of that. So if he's out there, I'm going to trust that he should be out there. But most of this article, beyond the Geno Smith stuff, was about stuff that is worth talking about. For instance, Ken Walker. So I made my video yesterday talking about how I didn't think Ken Walker was going to play again this season. Carroll has come out and said we're pretty confident he will play again this season. They just don't know when. He will not go on the injured reserve, which means that he will miss less than 4 games. If they thought there was a good chance he would miss 4 games or more, they would put him on IR. But if they don't do that, they have some reason to believe that he might, at some point during this brutal gauntlet of really tough games, come back. So, that strained oblique, they're not ready to write him off yet. According to Carroll, his status for the 49ers game is unclear. I would be very surprised if he played in the Niners game. It would have been tough for him to make that turnaround even if he was healthy. But now that he's hurt, if he's out there, that's going to make me very uncomfortable. Even with everything I just said about the Seahawks having a good track record here, if he's out there for that 49ers game, that's going to make me go, ugh, because something bad could happen. So we'll see what happens over the next couple days. But Carroll seems to believe he will be back sooner rather than later. Now, again, I expect him to miss at least 1 game. So the subject of Kenny McIntosh did come up, and Carroll did say he's ready to go. He's been ready for a little while now. He's been healthy, but he's going to get his opportunity. So that's going to be exciting for some. Obviously, you'd rather have Ken Walker. You don't want Kenny McIntosh's opportunity to come at the expense of Walker. But that's the situation we're in right now, and it's not so bad to have a guy like Kenny McIntosh around. So, for the short term, we'll say don't expect Walker on Thursday, expect Macintosh on Thursday. Past that, we're going to have to wait and see. More news. Coby Bryant did return to practice, and he's coming off the injured reserve. So I don't know how many big Coby Bryant fans there are out there right now, but it looks like we are getting him back for upcoming games. I do think that there's not a lot of room for him still. The Jamal Adams injury maybe could have opened up a door for him if he had played against the Rams, but he didn't. So assuming Adams is back on Thursday, I don't know what we can expect from him. I don't know if he's going to get on the field very much. Maybe he takes the 1 to 2 snaps that Mike Jackson gets every week. But I don't want to pull anybody off the field for Coby Bryant right now. Like, of course not Woolen or Witherspoon. Trey Brown is playing really overall effective football. And Love, Diggs, Adams. I understand that Diggs is not impressing anybody right now, but he's not playing poorly. So I don't really want to mess with that. I like this secondary. I'm not looking to mix things up for no reason. So Coby Bryant, I think he has a future on this team, but at present, I think he's just depth. And depth is a nice thing to have. Better him than Lance Boykin, but not seeing a big role for Mr. Bryant right now. There was a simulated walkthrough yesterday for the Seahawks. There was a simulated practice where basically the team guessed who would have practiced and how much if there was a practice. I didn't make a video about it, mostly because I was knocked out last night and I can't make a video when I'm asleep, but also because it's not real. It's like imaginary. And Wednesday and early week practice reports are difficult enough. Having it play out theoretically just makes it all the more useless, I think. But we did have that practice report. We did see that the team believes that Adams and Lockett would have practiced in limited form on Monday if there had been a practice. So that's a good indication they're going to be able to play. Remember, Lockett didn't practice at all last week. Adams only practiced a tiny bit. So I think both those guys will be ready to play. The only other real bit of Seahawks news at the moment would be, this was the news that I was hoping we would get today, yesterday. Jake Curhan made it to the practice squad. I know people do not like Curhan. I completely understand it. He's certainly not a good player, but he is a useful player. I like having him around. He's got a little bit of flexibility. He's a good run blocker. There are some areas where he struggles for sure, but he's actually built a decent amount of experience playing for this team, and he does have something to offer. So Jake Curhan made it to our practice squad. Jason Peters is on the 53-man now for the rest of the season, so worked out great. If we need Curhan at any point this season, he's got 3 elevations to go, so we'll be able to utilize those. And I'm happy he's back. I don't know what this does to his contract, because obviously he was going to be an RFA next offseason. Now maybe he isn't because we waived him, but that's ultimately a very minor thing to consider. So Curhan made his way back, and we have him if we need him going forward. All right, that's really about all the assorted bits of roster news we have right now. It's mostly good news, all things considered, but it's going to take a lot more good news for us to get to the point where we feel good or even decent about this 49ers game. All right, I'll see you guys later. Go Hawks. Let me know what you think. Maybe we'll get a real practice report later. I can make a video about that. And continue to keep an eye on things and hope the good news continues.